it will not rain. Let me see whether it will rain or not. But I didn't attach much power to whatever I said, that, well, it will not rain until I come back. I just said my own casually and left. You see, so you find those things that if you don't apply the word, but to apply the word, now comes this issue of persecutions and so on. Under exposition 2, it says, there was an area I marked here, I said, believers don't grow in good times, but during difficult times. And by this, deliverance is ushered in. Tribulations will come. And in the first the second question says, what is the relationship between persecution and the Christian life? And I said here, it's a sine qua non. It's a Latin word. Sine qua non means there are two things that work side by side. The persecution of a Christian and the growth of a Christian, they work side by side. So if you have to grow in the power of the word, you must necessarily go through persecution. Now, 2 Timothy chapter 4, from verse 9, Paul was speaking to Timothy. He said, do thy diligence to come shortly unto me, for Demas hath forsaken me, having loved this present world, and is departed unto Thessalonica. Crescens to Galatia, Titus unto Dalmatia. Persecution is not only when you are flogged or beaten or slapped for the sake of the gospel. Abandonment is a persecution. What did I say? If you are abandoned by people you think love you, that you feel should love you, people that you feel should cherish you, it's a Christian persecution. He said, only Luke is with me. Take Mark and bring him with thee, for he is profitable to me for the ministry. And Tychicus have I sent to Ephesus. He said, the cloak that I left at Troas with Carpus, when thou comest, bring with thee, and the books, but especially the parchments. Verse 14 says, Alexander the coppersmith did me much evil. The Lord reward him according to his works. Now, verse 16. He said, at my first answer, that was when he stood before this Caesar. At my first answer, no man stood with me, but all men forsook me. I pray God that it may not be laid to their charge. Nobody stood with him at the first charge. He didn't have supporters. Today, if you say somebody is an armed robber, a known armed robber, you will still have a lawyer defending him in court. If you say somebody is a killer, somebody is still challenging his death sentence in the court. The case of Reverend King went as far as the Supreme Court of Nigeria before the Supreme Court finally decided that he must die. So somebody still stood. But for Paul, he said,